people, they hid their African central spirituality into like Catholic churches, and so now a lot of the old orishas or deities are connected to Saint Michael, or in Catholic. The same thing happened here. Like any other time you dealt with outsiders coming into the indigenous culture, they had to hide their culture down. But the root workers became silent. Like, they didn't connect it to a lot of stuff. What they did was they just had that hidden language or hidden behaviors and mannerisms. They didn't really connect it all into the church. So you will use the Bible on some things, for some chapters you'll use if they did some kind of spiritual work. But a lot of times it's hidden in the houses, and that's how the people kept those values alive. And then stuff started fading away, because as propaganda came out more and more, it's looked bad upon to practice African spirituality and look good if you practice Christianity. And that gets into the minds of people. So then they started moving from this to this. So it's only a few families that used to just still practice African spirituality. My family was one of them. All right. So though my grandmother wasn't an outdoor root worker, she still did root work with the medicine. So she taught a lot of that information to me, which that's what I teach the people, is I teach them how to do medicine. Now, as for doing, and I learned from the lady that was the root worker here, if you start doing evil, you have to continue to do evil, because there's no way out once you are in it. Once you in it, you have to stay in it. There is no do evil and then you do good, and no, it's not like when people say, oh, we got karma if you do bad, and then if you do good, then it outweighs the bad. No, sir. It's just, that's the direction you choose. And so I've learned that that's what it is. Am I aware of different things? Yeah, I am. Spells and chants and things that you could to harm people, but that's a path I choose not to go down. On the positive,
a person can twist the path at any moment.
At any moment, you can change, but
so you go to bad at any moment. You can, a person can do that.
Well, actually, no. It's like once you in hoodoo, once you start doing bad stuff to people, there's no turning back.
But you can start doing bad at any moment.
Yeah.
Then you don't back.
Yeah, and then there's no going back. You can try, but it's already there in place, so it's gonna follow you. So you have people who are testing the world and trying to find out how to connect what their family has taught them, and then they reach out to like the different people. So it's not as serious here. Now, when you go closer to Georgia or not on the coast, but on the in-state, where you find a lot of the other Gullah people, when you go in-state, now you will find a lot of root workers. You'll find a lot of people doing hoodoo, much more seriously than they are here. Because around these parts,
okay,
they put it in the back of their mind, but they'll say things like, I don't want to eat your red rice because I know that you can use your blood to put a spell in your rice, to love spell, which that has been passed down to them, or if you put if you put a line in the road, and you arguing with a person, they better not cross that line, because then you can do harm to them. It's like certain things that people still remember, that they passed down, but they don't really know the gist of it because it's been thrown out the window, so if you got to go into certain areas. I grew up in a very spiritual house, okay? And they put a lot of the dead bodies in our house. So my great grandfather, you know, what it's called. So he had this horn, right? It's a seashell. All right, seashell. So when somebody dies, with tradition, that you call on the horn, right? And you make a sound on the horn, and everybody knew. And then you beat the drum. So he had this big drum, and it would beat the drum. So if you heard at 3 o'clock in the morning the drum beating, then you know somebody passed away.
How is different hoodoo from voodoo?
Oh, the difference is and hoodoo versus voodoo. Voodoo is actually spiritual connections. You know, prayers, altars, you know, knowing the orishas, you know, saying Alafia, going to the Most High, you know, things like that. So when you do those hoodoo works, it's connected spiritually. And hoodoo is not. It's not connected spiritually. It's just you doing acts.
Oh, it's individual then?
Yeah, so it doesn't connect you spiritually. So that's why I say I'm not a practicer of hoodoo, because everything I do is spiritual work, you know. So I got to go to the altar to make sure.
Hoodoo practitioners, how they look at Christians? I want to know.
Some of them call them like they walking dead.
Giovanni no es una sacerdotisa vudú, obviamente como mi mamá lo dice, sino del vudú, pero su conocimiento de esta forma es cercano y además es desprejuiciado. Él sencillamente mantiene una distancia, no desconfiada, sino de una opción objetiva que ella ha hecho por el vudú antes que por el judú. Ahora bien, lo más interesante que ella nos explica allí, que no lo hace de un modo consciente, y es la naturaleza abierta y sincrética de estas prácticas religiosas del mismo vudú, al incorporar el sonido de la caracola para avisar de la muerte de alguien, que de hecho es una cuestión práctica, está incorporada como una cuestión práctica, no litúrgica, pero adquiere este valor litúrgico a partir de esa función práctica y que es obviamente incorporada de las culturas indígenas, probablemente del Caribe más que de la tierra firme. Pues recordemos que los negros asentados aquí eran traídos del Caribe y no importados directamente desde África. Hay que saber cómo funcionaba el comercio esclavo. Los esclavos africanos se intercambiaban por indígenas americanos para evitar la fuga de los indígenas americanos hacia la selva, porque estaban en su propia tierra. Además de eso, el mercado funcionaba directamente a través del Caribe anglo. En ese sentido, la fundación de Carolina responde más al carácter feudal de las colonias hispanas o de las que es como se expande Inglaterra en el Caribe. Y esto va a explicar la singularidad de la cultura negra asentada en Carolina, acentuada además por la barrera que forman las islas del este. Es decir, cuando se habla de las islas del mar como una cultura aislada, es precisamente porque los negros allí se forman los negros ahí se organizan en una cultura semiautónoma, en el sentido de que los dueños de plantación huyen del pantano, es una zona pantanosa, y el cultivo especializado allí del arroz se hace allí precisamente por eso, y los dueños de plantación huyen de esta zona y se establecen en lo que es hoy. A la altura de South Carolina viene siendo como North Charleston, pero hasta ahí la cultura va a ser más bien autónoma y esto va a permitir esa condensación de la cultura africana, allí estableciendo una especie de nueva África, que es de donde va a provenir toda esta densidad y esta identidad, pero identidad no como sentido antropológico, sino incluso ontológico, la presión ontológica que va a ejercer el negro sobre el resto de Estados Unidos, proviene de esta singularidad. Volviendo al judú, lo más interesante de todo esto es ya una vez establecido su carácter abierto y sincrético, y es que el sincretismo con la religión cristiana va a ser distinto al sincretismo que conocemos en Cuba con la religión católica, porque la cultura establecida aquí, el cristianismo establecido aquí, proviene del semillero que ha abierto la protesta luterana en Europa. Recordemos que en la época en que están surgiendo todas estas religiones protestantes y que se caracterizan por no ser presbiterianistas como la iglesia anglicana, sino por el carácter más bien pentecostalista, ¿no? Popular. Incluso en el metodismo de Wesley vemos cómo sube el tema de la responsabilidad individual, y esto es precisamente el elemento con el que se va a sincretizar el vudú, ¿no? Dando lugar al hoodoo, que es el tema de la potestad individual, la responsabilidad individual y la independencia del individuo respecto al sistema de jerarquías y de divinidades, e incluso por tanto de teología y de canon litúrgico que traen religiones incluso como el vudú. Aquí va a establecerse la potestad individual en el manejo de sus energías, de su religión. No se trata de si esto es cierto o no, sino de cómo se va a resolver en una religión completamente original y que va a adquirir ese carácter conceptual y abstracto que tiene, y sobre todo moral, que va a tener el cristianismo protestante en esta área. Y esto es lo que hace tremendamente singular al hoodoo, al menos como una religión tremendamente rica, pero sobre todo manejada a partir de la responsabilidad individual.